What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up? Just from switching over to AirPods. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see if the audio is right. Audio is right. Everything looks good. All right. Hopefully y'all can hear me well. I hope that everybody is doing well. K K Cooper, I don't know why y'all want me to get this gray. I promise you before the new year, the gray will be gone. Gray will be gone. What up, Kirsten? Jesse Xavier, Walk on Wood, Enos Luby, King Richard, Williams, Account Tax, King C, Will Nola. Jesus Christ. We got the Q show tonight. We got things popping off, and I'm gonna be living in my studio for a while. Not literally living in my studio, but all I'm on is work right now. I get in these modes. These modes where the only thing I want to do is work, and the only thing I want to do is grind and hustle. And so that's just the space that I'm in right now. Is just grind and hustle. I'm not on nothing. I'm not on nothing except the grind and the hustle right now. What y'all on? Yeah, Ava. I'm in monk mode. I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not on anything outside of work right now. What up, Island Styly? Tropical Empress? Jesse? Smells like work. 2026 smells like work in the gym. Yeah, I'm just not on nothing right now. Honestly, I'm not on nothing. I feel like, and I hate to say I feel like, but I feel like it just don't feel like nothing matters except for the work. You know what I'm saying? Nothing matters except for the work. All of this other noise is just nonsense. It's just the work. I'm not on nothing. Like I don't care. I don't feel nothing about no money, cars. I think I'm trading the car in today. Yeah, I think I'm trading not to maybe not today or tomorrow. Either I'm trading the car in today or tomorrow. The Mercedes, the S class. I think I had that car for like 3 or 4 years now, three and a half, almost 4 years.
Yeah, I'm trading in the S class today. And here's the thing: I don't even think I'm gonna get nothing. Like I don't think I'm gonna get nothing else on top of it because I'm waiting on a couple different cars. Yeah, that's all I'm on is growing, 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 and getting to the bag. So I'm over Christmas. Was a lot that happened during the holiday week and the holiday weekend. I'm over Christmas. I don't really care about New Year's. I just want to go in the monk mode. I'll buy it the S class. I don't. I don't know. It's nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing out there. I seen a new S class that they supposedly gonna be redesigning up in 2030. That's 2030. When is the Lambo coming? That's what they tell me. They told me it's coming in. You know what? I need to look at the purchase price of that again. What I pay. They say it's coming in the spring. Deliveries are supposed to start in February, and I'm supposed to start getting mine in like May, April, May, or something like that. I'm ready for it. Where is it at? I think I had got my where's my purchase sheet at? I think it's on my desktop. Confirmation order. No. Draper. No, it's one more recent than this one. Yeah, it's one that's more recent than this one. Cause I changed the spec of it. I changed it from orange to blue. Where is it at? Order confirmation, downloads. I wonder where it's at. That's the old one. I need to find a new one. Anyways, neither here nor there. The whole point of what I'm saying is that, I'm just off the, I'm not focused on that. Like, I like the cars, I love cars, but that's going to be there. It's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is going to show up when it show up. I'm not really tripping off of none of that type of stuff. What is this? Yeah, I ain't tripping off of none of this. I'm on some other stuff right now. So, where is this purchase sheet? Supposed to be an updated one, and I don't know where it is. Maybe it's on another computer. Anyways, so what are y'all plans for the holidays? Yeah, I'm on some stacking type stuff right now, bro. Stacking and investing. I'm not on anything except for stacking and investing. Anything outside of stacking and investing, you can miss me with the bullshit. Like I'm just not on it. I even want to evolve again and not curse as much anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not on none of that. Anyways, refocus, grinding, hustling, receipts, 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 receipts. I need to go and get my other computer that's at the crib. I thought that I had it on here, but it seems like it's at the crib. Um, Let me see something real quick. You working on not cussing as much too? Yeah, I'm gonna try not to curse as much. I'm not saying that I'm gonna eliminate cursing, but I'm saying that it's no point in cursing as much. Lamborghini, make color blue. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. You said you need a second job. I want a fifth job. I feel like I got 5 jobs. It's not in your email. Why wouldn't it be in my email? I'm just curious as to where it is now. I feel like I need to find it now. I'm not gonna worry about it. Anyways, let's move on, man. All right, y'all. Y'all ready to get started with the show? We got a lot to cover today because it's Monday. And looking to buy some silver, up in some investments. Going to start watching Stock Club to get tapped in. Somebody else said I need a second job. Christmas was nice. You got a 70. What up, Molly? What's up, baby girl? Sometimes you need to use a curse word to help emphasize a statement. Yeah, but we don't want to do it too much because then you become desensitive to it, and then you start talking about you don't even notice how much you're doing it. I don't even feel like going to no games right now. I don't want to go to I don't know. I just don't feel like doing none of this stuff. I just feel like hustling and grinding. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to cash apps and super chats, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the show. Looking forward to 2026. What up, the Valerie says, great show. I appreciate you, Valerie, on Cash App. Kev in the building. Kev says, fellow hardworking man to another. I appreciate you, Kev. Thank you for holding me down. Mike, that dude. What up, Mike, that dude? Shout out to you, big bro. And let's get to it. Started listening to Charlie Munger. Fatigue, fatigue, fatigue. Are y'all tired? Are y'all tired? Shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you, bro. What up, Molly? Molly says, hey, Anton and the Bag Chasers, happy Monday. What up, Molly? I appreciate you, baby. Y'all can catch Molly tomorrow on After Hours. They want to avoid DK Metcalf's contract. I bet you they do. Good morning, Anton. What up, P. Shank? I appreciate you, P. Shank. And thank you to everybody that continues to hold me down. All right, y'all, let's get to it. We got a lot to cover. I want to cover Barack's Presidential Center. I want to get to Somali fraud, the crime that's been happening. A veterinarian student has been missing. Gen Z's never-ending debt cycle. Of course, we're going to go over the walls. No tax on tips. Housing reform and migrant truckers are suing. And then if we got time, we might get to a little bit of AI. All right. Let's get started with the show. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. If you have not already, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get to it.
The suspect in the deadly stabbing of a CVS employee working on Christmas night. This happened at a store along Montauk Highway in Lindenhurst. And as News 4's Jessica Cunnington explains, police have identified a person of interest, but they're also calling out the store.
Aditsan Sine Jr. wasn't scheduled to work on Christmas Day, but when he was called to fill a shift at CVS in Lindenhurst, he went to work, eager, as his family says he always did. But the 23-year-old would never come home. Police say he was stabbed to death inside just before 7 p.m.
It appeared that this poor kid went to work, on Christmas, and, he was, again, assaulted while he was working behind the counter in the store.
The store on Montauk Highway closed today, but Vincent Matthews came only to leave flowers.
Horror. No one deserves it to have their life taken on Christmas.
Early this afternoon, Suffolk County Police Commissioner Kevin Catalina says they now have a person of interest in mind, but don't know what led up to the attack, calling out CVS and its policies for not immediately releasing video from inside the store to detectives.
The video shouldn't have been held for 18 minutes, let alone 18 hours. So, again, it's been pretty frustrating. Quite frankly, that has hampered our ability to make an arrest in this investigation.
The police commissioner says detectives worked through the night, speaking with witnesses who were inside and also canvassing for video at locations outside the CVS that led them to that person of interest.
Based on the person of interest and his background, I could only assume that he was in the store for nefarious reasons.
A spokesperson for CVS telling News 4 it took time to pull and package the video police requested, and it was sent via email at 12:30 p.m. Aditson had worked here for almost a year, and across the street at Luigi's Pizza, Noel Cornejo says he was regular.
He was a very helpful person, good-hearted.
Sine's 3 siblings and large, tight-knit family now ending the year grieving at their West.
Well, first of all, let me say that it's not CVS's fault that they had to take precautions to make sure that the video get released or the video gets handed over to the detectives, because a lot of people will sit there and criticize the company for being a lot more protective of themselves, and that's why they did it, is because they probably had to go through the whole process, the legal process, because they didn't want to get sued, because, you know, instead of catching a killer, a lot of times, a lot of people and a lot of families look to it as a come up. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why they had to do the footage and pull it and do it the right way and make sure that they cross their T's and dot their I's is because we live in a woke society, in a capitalistic world where people are looking to come up a lot of times. Not saying that the family of this person is looking to come up, but I'm saying that now companies are getting a lot more protective and they're getting a lot more careful of their bottom line just as much as they are focused, on what's happening out here. And so I don't blame CVS at all. Shit, you do a Freedom of Information Act and you try to get something pulled. I remember I tried to get some camera footage that you get on a cop. Man, they act like you trying to take over the world. They act like you're trying to take over the world. Honestly. So, it's easy for people to say, oh, okay, well, I'll criticize it. But you got to understand where the company is coming from. And of course, the family is not going to be able to understand where the company is coming from, but they don't want that liability. They don't want to be sued, and they don't want that to happen. And so, honestly, it's nobody but the criminal's fault. Whoever it was that killed the dude, is nobody but the criminal's fault that this guy died. And it seems, again, across all holidays, summers, all of this stuff, everything, it seems like it's crime just ramps up. I was looking at what was happening over in Chicago during the holiday season. And the Chicago crime was crazy.
We now turn to the breaking news we told you about. One person is dead, 3 others hospitalized following a shooting in the 400 block of North LaSalle. That's located.
That's a lamb too. That's a Lambo right there. Somebody probably tried to carjack bro. Somebody tried to carjack bro in downtown, and his lime green lamb probably was following him, probably tried to holler at him. And you can't go nowhere in Chicago with nothing nice no more.
Near Hubbard Street. Police were responding to a call of multiple people shot and found 4 people hit by gunfire. Police say the victims were entering a car when 4 men approached them and then opened fire. The suspects then left in an unknown vehicle. A 34-year-old man was taken to a hospital where he later died. 3 other men, ages 35, 36, and 40.
That's Chicago right there.
And breaking this morning, 1 person was killed, 3 others injured in an overnight shooting in the city's River North neighborhood.
Let's get right to Courtney Spinelli live at Hubbard and LaSalle, where she's working to learn more on what happened there. Good morning, Courtney.
Sean and Jewel, good morning. It was a call for multiple people shot that brought officers to this area just after 2:30
You can see the
this
lamb right
morning.
there.
Police sources this morning tell me that one of the 4 men shot in this area is a security guard who works nearby, though it's not clear whether he has any connection to the other 3 victims.
We got shell casings in the intersection.
Now, according to CPD, several of the victims were getting into an SUV when 4 suspects came up on foot and opened fire. They jumped into an unknown vehicle and were gone by the time officers arrived. At the scene, officers performing life-saving actions, applying tourniquets, a chest seal, and doing CPR. All of the victims were transported to Northwestern, where one of the victims, a 34-year-old man who had been shot multiple times, was pronounced dead. The other victims included a 36-year-old man shot in the chest, a 43-year-old man shot in the back, and a 35-year-old man shot several times. All 3 are in critical condition, according to police, and sources say at least one of them was rushed into surgery after arriving at Northwestern. A rideshare driver who was in the area at the time of the shooting shares what he heard.
I heard like a few shots, but I just thought it was just like, it sounded like those mufflers that just kind of go off. So I didn't really put didn't put mind to it. The cops, normally they always blocked on Hubbard, always shut it down. So I just thought it was normal, but when I actually turned right onto Hubbard, I seen like they had closed everything.
That's because it has switches. That's why it sounded like that.
Now, on weekends, Chicago police typically block off streets near the bars in the River North area, which is likely what made their response to this scene so quick. It's not clear whether the victims know the suspects or had any prior interaction with them before.
Yeah, they know him. Of course they know him. You don't just come out and just start shooting a person, shooting some people in the Lambo. Absolutely, they knew him. Of course, they knew him. That is one of the reasons why people actually leave their city, because they don't feel safe once they get some money or they get successful. And so they don't want to keep it real and keep it so real that it ends up taking their life. That's one of the reasons why some people leave their city. Now, if you in danger, then you got to do what you got to do. You don't want to keep it real. You want to pull the Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not in danger, because I go back and forth about whether or not people should leave and whether or not they should, stay and all of this stuff. But in this instance, it looked like that was a hit. And so you got to get up out of there. In other news, over near Chicago in Aurora, well, not in Aurora, but over near Chicago, y'all got a missing veterinarian student that went out with friends.
And a veterinary student home for the holidays was found dead on the street in Westtown. Now his family and police are looking for clues after this young man spent a night out with friends. Family of 23-year-old Christian Law says that he was in his 3rd semester at Ross University, and he'd only been home for 24 hours when he was discovered on the sidewalk. ABC5's V. Wynn sat down with his godmother.
23-year-old Christian Law is being remembered tonight for his love for animals. At a young age, family says he knew he wanted to be a veterinarian.
He really spent a lot of time fulfilling his dream. It's unreal that this has happened. We're talking about a fine young man. I mean, very disciplined, very focused, kind, loving.
Illinois Senate Majority Leader Kimberly Lightford is Law's godmother and knew his father, who died from brain cancer. She's devastated and left wondering whether someone might have tried to harm him.
I know he wouldn't hurt anybody, and for him to
somebody tried to harm him. They harmed him.
Is so hurtful.
According to his family, Law went out with friends to Kashmir on the night of December 13th. He later ended up at a house party on Greenview Avenue. The following morning around 7, a woman walking her dog discovered Law on the sidewalk. He didn't have his coat and was pronounced at the hospital.
I know without a doubt that he wouldn't have never left without a coat, never left without an ID. It was freezing that night.
Family says his phone.
Sound like his friends did him dirty. It sounds like his friends did him dirty. If he didn't, either his friends did him dirty, you know what I'm saying? Something happened and they didn't want to get caught up in it, and so they abandoned him. Or something happened to him and somebody did something to him. Either way, it's messed up, bro. It is very messed up. That is so messed up. It's even more messed up when you have somebody that's promising You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's doing something with their life. Dude was apparently looking to become a veterinarian. It's even more messed up. This is sad, bro.
ID and credit cards were missing at first, but have since been recovered.
Nothing is adding up. Absolutely nothing is making
Yeah,
sense to his
he got
mom
done dirty.
and to the rest of his family.
He got
Law's
done
mom was
dirty.
too distraught to speak on camera, but told me over the phone she wants answers in her son's case. Lightford says they're now pleading for the public's help.
We lost such an amazing person who had a lot to
He didn't
give
have no
to
coat on.
society. We need the community to speak out. We need to know what actually happened to Christian.
The medical examiner's office says Law's cause and manner of death are still pending toxicology results. He was last seen alive on Greenview Avenue. If you have Ring doorbell video or witness,
Something happened to him. He was with somebody or somebody did something to him definitively, easily. Something happened to him or somebody did something, somebody did something to him and they abandoned him. They didn't call the police. They didn't call the cops. They didn't call anything. To be out there with your coat off and in the cold, and his credit cards and stuff was missing. Now, if his credit cards and stuff was missing and they was since recovered, then that could have been foul play, or it could have been a situation where something happened to him and then somebody had remorse once they realized that he passed away and they decided to get up out of the situation. Either way, it's been a lot of death and dying around the holidays this season. I don't know why there's been so much death and dying in the holidays this season, but there has been a lot of death and dying, and that's my clue, honestly. Whenever that, when I start to see a whole lot of something happening in the streets and stuff like that, that's my clue to stay home for a little bit, like to just stay out the way. Whenever there's a lot going on, there's even this new disease that everybody keep talking about, or a new virus that's going around that everybody says it's like worse than COVID as far as how they feel and stuff. I'm out of the mix, man. I'm out of the mix. I'm staying out the way, doing my little local thing, staying focused on just working, because you can't get hurt for the most part in the comfort of your own office or working hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they calling it like a super flu. Have y'all heard about it? Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to pull it up for you. See if I can pull this up. Video file. Because I had planned on doing a reaction video. Y'all family just had it? Man, I'm not trying to get sick out here with y'all, bro.
The virus that's going around right now is so strange, the symptoms. I started off with a somewhat of like a sore throat, like that literally felt like I was like swallowing knives, and then that went away, and then I had like nasal drip and super stuffy nose, and like a lot of sinus pressure. Now that kind of went away, and now I have like my head is super, I have like a headache, no fever though, like the whole time no fever. I had super bad body aches like throughout my entire body, and it's not a flu, it's not COVID. What else? I think that's it. The body aches was really strange. Like for one day, every time I'd lift up something, like I felt like it was super painful because I had like no energy through my muscles. I've been taking so much medicine. What else? Oh, night like sweats. It's awful, like genuinely awful. And of course it happens to me on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, man. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about this. Like a lot of people talking about this new virus. You said it sounds like a nasty flu. They saying that it's not a flu. They're saying that it's not a flu. They say it's not COVID, that it's not a flu. It's a lot of people that are running around saying that it's something that's hard, that's kicking their ass.
Love that. So yeah, whatever you do, like actually wear a mask because this is terrible.
Can someone please tell me what this sickness is going around? I mean, it's a cough, it's a runny nose, it's a sore throat, it's fatigue, it is can't sleep. It is all of the above times 5. And it lasts forever. Been dealing with it since last Thursday. My wife's been dealing with it since Monday. I'm feeling a little bit better. Finally had to take my wife to the doctor yesterday. But what is it? What is this? Is this fluvid? Flu and COVID combined? Is this something else? Is this COVID 2025? Tell me what this is. I feel like everybody.
Yeah, man. I don't. Y'all been taking supplements like crazy. I don't know what's going on and what's going around out here, bro. And it ain't even, especially if it's cold outside. Like when it's cold outside, I'm really staying out the way, bro. I'm really staying out the way because it ain't even no reason for me to really be in the spots with y'all like that. That's another reason why I'm deciding that I'm just gonna stay in the grind and hustle. I got everything I need in my studio. I could hustle. I could make as many videos as I want. I've been already navigating and getting things updated inside of the Patreon. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all been getting a lot of notifications from me porting a bunch of stuff over to the Patreon. So I need to finish that before the end of the year. I got a lot of stuff that I got to do. Well, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I had caught COVID, and COVID felt like hell. Actually, it was bad like the first couple days or whatever. And I think I had threw up or something like that. And my man's had got COVID. And he was like, my homeboy, and he was like, man, I feel like death right now, bro. And I'm like, man, he said, I went to the hospital. They said it's not the flu. They said it's not nothing, all of that stuff. And I said, man, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I hope you've been strapping up. He's like, man, I ain't been messing with the hoes like that. This is always a start. Because I remember when it happened, when COVID hit back in 2019, they say it was 2020. That shit was 2019, bro. That was like, I don't even remember. I think it was like November of 2019. I started seeing people popping up and getting caught with it. Then they started making announcements like, oh man, yeah, we shutting down this, we shutting down that. And I was like, oh man, here we go. Here we go. It was the end of 2019. That's a fact. It was the end of 2019. And it was bad. It was bad. So you got it December 19th, King Richards? Yeah, bro. That COVID changed everything, bro. COVID changed the entire landscape of how we see life. And you know what the thing is about the vid? Is that we act like it didn't happen. Nobody talks about it. It was one of the most impactful, catastrophic things. I've never been through a pandemic in my entire life. I've never been through a pandemic in my entire life, and everybody act like it didn't happen. Nobody talks about it. It's like it never was even in existence. People whisper it like it's the boogeyman or something. They act like it was like, oh man. Nobody talks about it. We talk about the 2008 recession. We talk about the .com bubble burst. We talk about the different presidencies and Trump getting in office and Barack Obama. We talk about Hillary Clinton's emails. Niggas still talking about the Epstein files. But ain't nobody trying to figure out what the fuck was happening and why we got this pandemic and why the whole world was shutting down as a result of it. I mean, everything shut down. Everything shut down. Disney World shut down. Bro, the casino shut down. The casino has never shut down in Detroit, ever. 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 They have never shut down. Bro, the casino shut down. Vegas was over there dying. They was kicking people off the internet for even mentioning anything that had to do with the jab. We had to nickname it the jab just to even be able to talk about it online, because anybody that was supposedly giving their opinion was considered misinformation. It was considered misinformation. People was losing their platforms. You was getting censored. We couldn't talk about nothing. And now we about to be in 2026, and everybody is acting like it never happened. I never, ever hear anybody talk about anything related to 2000, end of 2019 through like 2022, bro. For like over 2 years, everybody was like, it didn't happen. It didn't even happen. I remember, thankfully, nobody, and I mean nobody that I knew actually passed away from it. The worst case of it was my brother. And he thought that he was gone. He thought that my youngest brother, and he was 6 years younger than me. And he was in his 30s. He was in his early 30s, late 20s, early 30s. And they was trying to put him on a ventilator or whatever it is that they had him in inside of the hospital. And I had his kids. And I had his wife. And they was all staying in my crib and stuff like that. And I just never believed that anything was going to happen to him. I prayed hard for him. I spoke to him. And I was like, bro, you going to pull this through. You need to wake up. Wake the fuck up and stop acting like you about to die. You know what I'm saying? And so he snapped out of it, bro. It's just like he willed his way out of that shit. And he made it back home and everything was cool. But I remember everybody in my house had got it. Some people in my crib couldn't smell. They couldn't taste for a long time. Mine was pretty mild. I think I just had like the shivers. I threw up a little bit. And I don't remember what my other symptoms was. But it was bad. It was bad. It was absolutely horrible. Everybody was stuck at home. They started giving out the PPP loans. We call that the pandemic. We called it the pandemic because everybody was stealing money. And then Biden extended the ability for them to go and chase down people by at least 10 years. And so y'all not up until like 2032. You're not safe. If you stole that COVID money, you did unemployment fraud and insurance. I remember when they released it, they released everybody. They released a list of all of the companies and everybody that actually had took out PPP loans. Yep. I remember everything like it was yesterday. And again, people act like it never existed. There was a lot of people that blew up on YouTube at that time. It was a lot of people that blew up on YouTube at that time because everybody was stuck in the house. And it's funny because now a lot of those same people don't even exist anymore. I remember there was this channel called The Roommates. They had interviewed at the time Candace Owens. Eventually their channel died and they was getting no views. So they was like, yo, I'm giving it up. Of course, they framed it like, you know, this just doesn't serve me anymore. And I'm on a whole nother wave type stuff. And, you know, I'm getting married and all of this stuff. But it was a lot of people went away after that pandemic. After the pandemic went away, a lot of people, platforms, it went up and then it cratered. Yep. I remember, let me tell you what else I remember. I remember the nurses, travel nurses was killing it. Travel nurses ran up a bag. Travel nurses got so much money. People, and they wasn't stacking their money either. They was just blowing it. I'm going to cover Anthony Joshua in a minute. Travel nurses was big. Everybody was trying to convince everybody to buy a box truck or get a trucking license, get your own your CDL plus your own truck. That shit died. All of the scammers with regard to that died. Everybody was telling everybody to get into real estate. Real estate exploded. You couldn't get no property for under $50,000 over asking. Everybody was lined up with masks on at the real estate office. It was an interesting time, man. It was an interesting time, bro. It was a lot happening. You couldn't go nowhere. All of the Democratic cities, let me tell you what it really happened. All of the Democrat cities, not cities, states, all of the Democrat-led states, the blue states, this is, in my opinion, I still believe that the election was stolen. And one of the ways that they did it was not just from fraud on the numbers, but another way that they did it is that they shut everything down and they did mail-in ballots. That's another thing. And they said that Biden got more votes than any president in history. That's the second thing. And then the third thing was this. This was the cherry on top right here. The blue governors was in alignment with the Democrat Party to shut down states to prevent people from doing what they wanted to do. And it exaggerated all of the results to make people feel like Trump was the bad guy. They told us that Biden had more votes than any president in history. Any president in history. Bro, I was stuck in the house so long, I went to Florida. I said, I'm getting out of here, bro. I'm getting out of here. Absolutely. They was fighting over paper towel and hand sanitizer inside of the stores. People was out of their mind. They were out of their mind. I went to Florida, bro. I flew my family to Florida. I drove a car down there so I could have a car permanently down there. And I just stayed in Florida for like 4 months. I stayed in Florida for 4 months. And I'm going to also be honest with you. And this is why whenever something happens or stuff start to happen a lot of, I start to see a pattern, I lock in. Florida is where I honed, like being, during the pandemic, that's when I really started focusing on other channels and expanding my platform. And that's when I started to develop some of the systems and the things that I teach all in the Patreon. Yep. I wonder when we look back on this, because we haven't had enough time to go back and look at it. Because we don't talk about 9/11 either. But when we look back at 9/11, and we like, hey, man, it's some bullshit. I wonder when we go back and we look at this type of stuff, are we going to be like, man, this is nonsense. We got more information now. Nobody is trying to figure out what was happening in China. Niggas just act like the pandemic just didn't happen. It was just like, what's going on? What's going on? A bunch of the population got wiped out, kicked these niggas off of Social Security. All of the old people, they was letting them pass away. It was just stacking them up inside of hospitals or rooms so they can get them off of Social Security or something. I don't know what the agenda was, bro. I don't know what the agenda is. But all I know is it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. White people started to become more liberal and white apologists. Black people got distracted by George Floyd. They said 6 feet, no check. And niggas was outside protesting, but you couldn't get in the elevator with nobody. You couldn't open up your business. You couldn't get a haircut. They was shutting down people's businesses. They was doing all kind of dumb junk. And everybody fell for the okie doke. And then they went out there and protested. They was out there with their fake masks on, crowded up next to each other, protesting. Black Lives Matters ran up a bag. The fat backs that didn't even like men, the fat backs that ran Black Lives Matters, they ran up tens of millions of dollars. Tens of millions of dollars. They ran up so much money. They ran up so much money. So much money. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing ever, bro. But like I said, don't nobody talk about it. Everybody act like it didn't exist. And everybody act like it never happened. I was like, okay, well, I guess that the pandemic didn't happen. I guess we didn't see it. All the kids were sitting at home. Everybody was sitting at home looking retarded because we didn't have AI at that time. So y'all couldn't go to ChatGPT to go and ask your kids no questions. That's when we realized that parents was dumb as fuck, but they was having kids out of wedlock because they couldn't help their kids that was being stay-at-home students. So all of that homeschooling was dumb as hell because you couldn't teach your kids anything. A, that's number one. And B, that's when y'all realized that y'all didn't even like the person that you was living with. That's when you realized you didn't like the person that you was living with because y'all was stuck with each other. And relationships started to fall. That's when women started to decenter men. I'm decentering men. I'm decentering men. Oh, it was an interesting time. I've lived an incredible life. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Yep. When are you doing calls again? I need some advice in January. On January 1st, which is a Thursday, I'm releasing information inside of the Patreon. And I'll tell you guys publicly about the coaching calls. Yo, it's Eric TV. That's why I'm trying to get everything ported over and taken care of, so I'll be clear. Good morning, AD. Want to wish you a blessed day. I'm wishing you a blessed day too, my friend. Chris Cunningham says, you know what's crazy? That's my friend's boy. He said that he was off and CVS called him to work on Christmas. He said that he was stopping him from stealing. They killed him because the dude was stealing. They killed him because he tried to stop a customer from stealing. That's crazy, bro. Charles, what up? Charles Watson says, salute. Charles, I appreciate you, bro. Salute, AD. You're wrong. That was a target hit. 051 Wu was his older brother, popped dirt cousin. Oh, I'm not wrong. I said that it seemed like it was something. Listen, anytime I see the doors open and a Lambo shot up, a Rolls shot up, something like that, I just try not to assume too much because I want to let the investigation take its place. Shout out to you, Charles. Miss Sanchez, good morning and ready for the casino. I feel like I won. I wonder if I should just quit while I'm ahead this year. I made so much money this year, and I almost feel like I don't want to give any of it back because if you play long enough, eventually you'll give it back, right? I made so much money this year, I don't want to give it back. I don't want to give it back. Just in December, I made I might have did like 120,000 this year just in profits at the casino, bro. Just like casual playing. I think I might quit for good. Why give any of it back? Dice table was good to me. This month alone, I think I did like 58 bands. Didn't I show y'all that yesterday? I think I did 58,000. Let me see. December, 57,000. I think I might quit, bro. Honestly. December 2025. It's 57,000. I think I might done. I think I might take my money and be done altogether. I killed it. I absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. There's no reason for me to ever go back. I'm chilling. You know what? I'm done. I beat the odds. Man, this was an incredible fucking year for me. I mean, an incredible year, not effing year. Oh, I've had years of losses. He said, Anton don't ever loses. Well, first of all, let's lose. All right. I've had years of losses, but I've never had a year this big in winning. I won this year. I won. No, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. I don't think I'm going back. I'm done. You can forget it. Count me out the game, boss. Count me out the game, boss. I'm done. Nope. Miss Sanchez, we done for the year. No, I'm not playing a little bit because I can't play a little bit. Then I want to play a lot of it. You heard about that car crash Anthony Joshua was in where 2 people passed? I'm about to cover it right now. AD, people need to be self-aware. Also, rest up. Shout out to them. Jason Johnson says, Rocky, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which was the best? Drago, whichever the one that had Drago in. Whichever the one that had Drago. If he dies, he dies. Drago was the best one. Sound like a back door, says, yo, it's Eric TV. Not the back door. Mr. Lot says, I think I caught that new virus. I've been in bed all weekend. It's definitely here in the city, bro. Yeah, let me stay out of there. Let me stay out the way. Let me stay out the way. Nope. Nope. I'm going to stay out the way, Mr. Lot. Bless you, man. I hope you get better. Yo, it's Eric TV says, yeah, here it's the next pandemic, so if they roll out the mark of the beast, I ain't taking no beast, nothing. Never had a flu shot. I don't ever get sick. Donnell, what up, Donnell? Says, sup, Chasers. AD, after implementing the Patreon playbook for 6 to 7 months, I'm now positioned for a duplex investment. Not all cash, but solid leverage / upside. I'd value a coaching call, big dog, to confirm the best execution. Well, first of all, let me say congratulations to everybody that's in the Patreon. I'm looking forward to having some incredible live streams this year. And I'm glad that you're running it up, bro. January 1st is the announcement of what I'm going to do with my coaching calls. All right? So I got you. I got you. AD, are you okay? Did you see that beating the Clippers gave the Pistons? Well, first of all, it's the Pistons, not the Pistols. And Kawhi had 50-something, 55, I think. So, yes, I did see it. And I don't think I'm going to go to the game on New Year's Day either. TS Car Wash Detail Service says, your favorite artist, Drake, said when Quavo broke up with Sweetie and he took the car back, Drake walked the car in and gave it to Quavo and said Quavo was mad. Courtney Egger Show says, shout out to you, big dog in the game. You give in the Patreon. And on your channel, you are the blueprint and example showing others like myself that it's possible and that you have to work. So thank you. No, thank you, Courtney Egger. I appreciate you. TS Car Wash Detail says, you saw that guy who's suing Tyler Perry. Sent a text before filing about sending the money. If he don't, he want to sue. And COVID ran up the bag for me. I ran it up too because people was home, so I was detailing many cars and semis. Great for us. Open a few detail shops. You gonna watch the TI special? If Slimmy make me watch it. Coach Chris says, AD, my wife and I keep arguing because she wants to spend and I want to pay off bills and invest. It's getting to be too much, and I'm ready to roll. She values trips, and I value financial freedom. Help. Listen. You're gonna have to be a bully, bro, because you're not talking about a girlfriend. You're talking about a wife. And when I say a bully, I'm not saying a person that talks aggressively. I'm talking about a person that's going to do the right thing and don't give a fuck about what she's talking about. Because you're going to force her to make a choice. You're going to force her to either pick financial responsibility and you, or you're going to force her to pick the streets and taking trips. Do not leave, especially if you have kids. Do not leave. Don't listen to these niggas. They emotional. It's a lot of emotional people that's on the internet, and that's why they make emotional decisions. These are box payers. We don't do that. But you're just going to have to be on I don't care about what's happening around me. I'm going to do what I do. And then she's either going to have to make a choice. She's going to have to get on board or she's going to have to dip. So it doesn't matter what she thinks. You're going to have to do the thing that is best for you and your family for the long term. All right? Now, if you're really good, you'll be able to convey to her, and she's going to reject it at first. She's not going to want to hear you because she still want to do what she want to do. But you're going to have to articulate yourself and say, listen, babe, it's a time. This is my speech. I'm going to give you my speech. It's a time for spending and balling and having fun. And it's a time to lock in and to stay focused and stack and save and get this stuff taken care of. I want to make the investments right now so that we can ball for the rest of my life. You on board? That's what I say. It's a time for stacking and it's a time for spending. Right now, it's cold outside. We're going to run it up all winter and then we're going to take care of business and have a good time in the summer. If she not with that, then she going to have to make a decision. All right? They look for it. They crave that leadership. You'll be good. TS Car Wash and Detail Service has thoughts on the New Jersey police chief charged in the Boston kidnapping and New Jersey helicopter crash. I'll have to look into that. I haven't seen it. The real winners are banks and creditors every time. Facts. Mentioning COVID was akin to Lord. That's a fact, Aura. That's a fact. 100%. All right? Ain't nothing to do right now anyway. Ain't nowhere to go. Sit down. Tell her to chill out. All right, let me look at this Anthony Joshua situation. Anthony Joshua. Share my screen. All right, Anthony Joshua injured in a car crash that kills 2 in Nigeria a week after the Jake Paul fight. This is breaking news this morning. Boxer Anthony Joshua was hospitalized after being injured in a horrifying car crash in Nigeria that killed 2 on Monday morning, less than 2 weeks after he knocked out Jake Paul during a Miami bout, according to multiple reports. Joshua, 36, was traveling in the back of a vehicle that had a tire burst on the highway, and the driver lost control as a result before crashing into a stationary vehicle. A photo emerging from the crash from Punch, an outlet in Nigeria, show a shirtless Joshua who reportedly sustained minor injuries with broken glass around him. What the fuck is going on here? What's happening here? All right, listen. I know that after this Netflix bout, there's been a bunch of ladies that's been out here saying that where's the men like Anthony Joshua and all of this? Why this nigga ain't got no shirt on? How come I can't never just have a regular live stream? Why I can't just have a regular live stream? Why this nigga ain't got no shirt on, bro? What is they doing in this car? So you in the back seat with no shirt on and you flexing with the Fitbit on your wrist? What are we doing? Where your pants at? And where your shirt at, dog? And the only reason that we saying this, and the only reason that we having this conversation this way is because he appears to be okay. All right? They say that he sustained minor injuries. Now, we are going to send up prayers for whoever it is that passed away inside of that car. But I'm just saying, bro, where is this nigga shirt at, bro? What we doing? This nigga trying to become a mega star. He trying to surpass superstar, and he trying to go to mega star. Agreed, Eric. Women don't, of course, he's 99.9% don't qualify for the Anthony Joshua type. Bro, I seen some women that was just some straight up booger wolves. I seen some booger wolves that had the nerve to sit here and talk about the male species and say, you know what? All men are ugly because this and that and so on and so forth. And I just can't believe that you're as aesthetically pleasing. And I said, the nerve of you. The nerve of you. I'm telling you, bro, I'm not exaggerating. I said the nerve of you. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Listen, listen, listen. The nerve. You gonna think I'm lying until I play it for you.
And something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species. Most men are deeply unattractive because of Mother Nature and something called the Great Scam. The Great Scam was the day that the male of the species convinced the female of the species that it no longer needed to prove itself worthy in order to reproduce and have babies. But the fact that the men are ugly says otherwise, right? They're not supposed to exist. They're supposed to be cannon fodder to the strong, attractive men who are worthy of having babies. So while y'all are out here being like, the men don't take care of themselves, that's why they're unattractive. No, you're fucking a 10,000-year-old genetic anomaly. He's not supposed to exist, babe. Like, there is no amount of moisturizer and sunscreen that will change the fact that his great grandma should have fucking swallowed him. Like, we are out here fucking and making babies like we're a goddamn endangered species, but the breeding stock is foul. And that's why most men are ugly. Okay. They DEI'd themselves into someone's grandma's coochie. And now we are all forced to deal with the consequences of.
I'm telling you, women have the confidence that I've never seen before. I've never seen this type of confidence. My Lord, where do you get such confidence? My Lord, where do you get such confidence? Like, there's some conversations that a lot of people just can't have. I got you. Give me 1 second. So, for example, right? For example, now apparently we got severe weather, like we got severe windstorms and stuff like that. So, I expected kind of for that to happen. That's why I was kind of prepared for it. But either way, so for example, I'll use myself as an example. I'm on my fitness journey, right? I would say I'm about a year away from being exactly what I want to be, where I want to be. So, you know what I don't do? I don't tell people what to do from a fitness perspective. You know why? Because I'm not a reflection of the thing that I would advocate for. So I can't give you advice on something that I have not mastered yet. You see what I'm saying? So while I'm on my journey, until I am a completed journey, and then I will come back and say, oh, I'm going to talk big shit. I'm going to talk big shit. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm going to talk big shit. And then I'm going to come back. Now, we don't do steroids, fam. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, you niggas need to get yourselves together. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you on top of your game? Why are you, not taking care of business the way that you should be taking care of business? Then I'm going to say all of the shit, everything that I want to say, I'm going to stop. Yeah, I know, I did, but I'm not there yet, Kate Cooper. That's irrelevant, right? You cannot be this woman right here. Hold on, let me share this. You can't do this. You can't do this, lady. You can't do this. You can't do this. You can't. But neither here nor there. I will tell you that every woman, like you said, Eric D, believes that they deserve this nigga that's trying to elevate his status even more in a car crash. I've seen so many women. Sit here and act like they about to be with this nigga right after the Jake Paul fight. Right after the Jake Paul fight, they all said that they gonna be with him. Right after that. Oh, snaps. I told you. Look like my Detroit Pistons tickets sold. Yep. Ticketmaster. Detroit Pistons. Yep. That's the one thing about it. Even though you may spend a bunch of money on the games, if you don't feel like going, you don't have to go. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Let me read the rest of this article really quickly. Wonder if the Wi-Fi gonna be back working, when they gonna get that back working. Read the rest of this. We are trying to contact Anthony, and in the meantime, we don't want to speculate on how he is, but thankfully he appears okay from what I've seen in the images. Yeah, he seemed like he's fine. We are awaiting more information. Really? I couldn't live in Nigeria, bro. I couldn't live in Nigeria. I could not live in Nigeria. Are these the people that y'all keep saying is better than us? Are these the people that y'all keep trying to convince me that's better than us? I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe you. Ain't no way in hell that you gonna sit here and tell me listen, I rock with people that rock with me and that abide by the rules and don't try to come over here illegally. But you're never going to convince me that these people are better than black men in the United States of America. No fucking way. No way. No way. You're never going to convince me. No. Y'all come over here and you change your deodorant, you change your clothes, you come and get you an American home, you take advantage of American opportunities, as you should. As you should. If I were you, I would do the same thing. But ain't no way in hell y'all gonna sit here and convince me that these niggas is wearing these fila hookups. Ain't no way in the world you gonna convince me. No way. No. Never. You're never gonna convince me that they better than us. I'm not going for it. I'm not. Shout out to y'all. But you're never gonna convince me that these people is better than us. I'm not going for it. I could just take a random photo. This dude he got blonde hair. Do you see how skinny this other man's arm is? You see how skinny his arm is? Do you see how big this fake AirPod is over here in his ear? If I just go into this picture and I start picking apart everything that's inside of this picture? No way. No way. Look how big that AirPod is. That AirPod is this entire circumference of his ear. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, nope. You're not going to convince me. Eyewitness told Punch that there were two vehicles traveling together from Joshua's party and that the boxer security team was in the vehicle behind them before the crash. The person in the passenger seat and the person next to Joshua, reportedly sitting behind a driver, per the eyewitness, died on the spot. Both of Joshua's parents are Nigerian. Oh, that's why he was over there. Well, I bet you he'd take his ass back to the UK now. Both pair of boxers earned $92 million for participating. That's a big lot of money, bro. You know, holding honor, blah, 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 multiple time unified, whatever, won a gold medal in 2012 Olympics. Will enter his next fight 29-4, recording at least 26 knockouts following his victory for the Paul fight. Listen, I hope he get well. I hope everything work out for him. Y'all stop wearing fake iPods and AirPods over there in Nigeria. And I hope that he recovers nicely. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Over there getting crazy. Year to Crasher says, Abe the Hunter, I appreciate you. The unmitigated gall, says AR is back, 87. My girl, Just a Brown Girl in America, says, what up, JB? Just a Brown Girl in America says, Anton, I hope your Christmas was amazing, and I hope yours was even better than amazing. She looked like baby Sinclair, says Mr. Lot. Country Boy Finesse says, I do gig work on the side, and so far since June 1st, I made $4,000. Should I get a cargo van and keep using my personal automobile? Your business should be able to pay for the expansion of your business. The business should be able to afford the expansion of the business. So if you're saying that from June 1st up to now, you only made an additional $4,000, unless you can find a cargo van for around $4,000, then and you want to invest all of the profits in expanding the business, then I wouldn't do it, and I would keep on doing what it is that I'm gonna do. Chicago Lansky says, because a lot of people expand too fast and they go broke. Still pretty new to your content, AD. Thought I was here for a short stay, but this show goes extremely well with my boring A morning forecast. Welcome to the crew. Welcome to the crew, big dog. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. All right, so we got through that. Let's see, we did the CVS worker, the Superflu, Anthony Joshua. Let's get over to this Somali fraud, because some people are estimating that it is above 19 billion now. Let me see. Share this. Let's get there.
There's new fallout from allegations of widespread fraud in Minnesota. The latest cases involve several daycare centers, which each received millions of dollars in government funding, being found to not be legitimate at all. Federal prosecutors say this could all add up in the end to being $9 billion in fraud. It's really incredible. National correspondent Christine Frizzell reports.
This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children.
Here, let's just go over to the video. We ain't even got to do that. We're just going to go straight to the video. This is Nick Shirley, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Nick Shirley did the impossible. Nick Shirley did with what FBI agents during the Biden administration, lawmakers in Minnesota, state police, politicians, the governor, Congress members. Nick Shirley pulled up to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and did what they could have done in the last 4 to 10 years to 20 years and basically exposed probably just a small bit, but basically showed you the rampant fraud that's happening right in front of y'all faces. The rampant fraud that's happening right in front of your faces.
We'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? $1.26. This place right here. Yes.
We're outside of it.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares are registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year.
Child care centers that nobody go to, that the federal government is paying for. Child care centers, both of them together are pulling in about 3 M's a year, just 2 of them. They saying that this fraud is probably the equivalent of over 18 to 19 early estimates as they uncover it. 18 to 19 billion with a B dollars. They are running up a bag so crazy. So crazy. Meanwhile, y'all niggas was over here trying to do PPP loans, trying to do real estate scams, doing boxing truck scams, and doing credit card scams. And they just went and opened up some daycares. They put a hijab on, opened up some daycares, threatened the federal government or threatened the local government and said, now, if y'all keep looking into us, we going to claim racism. And they've been running up billions. What a B. Why do y'all think that they kept saying, oh my God? And I want to hear all of the liberals. I want all of the liberals to come back out and say, I don't understand why you guys are prosecuting and persecuting Somalis. And why are y'all in their business in Minneapolis? Elon Musk said something that resonated with me when they first started doing the Department of Government Efficiency. You know what Elon Musk said? Elon said, the people that complain the loudest when you start to deep dive into what's going on are the ones that are probably the most guilty.
And there are no children. Every facility as you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. it says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now. And
that's crazy, bro.
Weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside. Or
there's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door.
I want to put my son Joey in daycare because I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
Dog is fresh, too. Got the iPods in his ear. Got the Columbia jacket, new jeans. Just came from the barbershop. Beard is lined up. New iPhone 17 Pro. Did this nigga look like a worker? He ain't no worker. He in on it.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You worked here. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No. Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my...
That's why they be masked up, bro. You're not gonna listen. I don't believe that a lot of these people are masked up as far as like with the hijabs. I don't believe that they hijabbed up because they're Muslim. I think that they be hijabbed up because it is a form of protection against showing their face, so you don't actually be able to identify who the people are that are participating in the scam. Did you hear what I said? I don't believe that a lot of people that are wearing hijabs are doing it because they're abiding by the Muslim faith. I believe that there's a lot of women that are participating in the scam and they don't want you to know what they look like. That's what I believe. That's my belief.
I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No. Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
I'm not my son. No. You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Did she say because of his color? What did I tell y'all?
Because of my color.
What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that the white man, as much as y'all don't want to admit it, that the white man is public enemy #1 in the United States of America. There is nobody that is more feared, ostracized, demonized, and is the poster boy for, listen, they see white people. No. I'm scared of you too. Will stand in front of your face and tell you it's because you white, boy. You white. They've been taught by the best. You know who taught them to fear the white man? I know y'all gonna say it's black people, but no, it's white women. White women have taught every ethnic group outside and inside of the United States of America to fear white men. White men, you are the poster child. You are the poster child for scary, evil, and everything. White women have taught every ethnic group outside of white people to fear white men. When in doubt, which is the same tactic that they use in order to keep the fraud going, claim racism. Claim racism. Become a victim. Absolutely become a victim. 100%. 100%. I've used my black privilege before. We'll talk about it in a minute. Don't worry about it. I've absolutely used my black privilege before. You said Anton is a bootlicker. Let me tell you something. I've used my black privilege so effectively. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm not supposed to be talking to people with no profile picture. I'll get into my black privilege shortly. Don't worry. I've used it effectively. I said everybody not going to be able to get away with black privilege and not me.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door. So now they're all getting mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner. I'm the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understanding what he's talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day. As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city. And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center, absolutely no signage. And
look at the money that they're making. Look at the funding that they got for 2025. Wow. Y'all getting 3.4 M's in a 2025 year? 3.4 M's in one fiscal year? No wonder you niggas is walking around in Mercedes and S500s talking about you work hard, but y'all ain't got no goddamn jobs. No wonder. No wonder y'all got all of the funding in the world to be able to start your little punk ass businesses. The government funded you. The government funded them. The government did this. The government did this. Our liberal government took American taxpayer dollars and funded terrorism and profit from other communities that sit there and tell you that they better than us. This is why I said that we need smaller government. This is why I said that we don't need higher taxes. All of y'all money is going towards all of these people. If you are an American citizen and you are a Democrat or a liberal and you're not outraged at this shit, bro, if you're in Minnesota and you're not outraged at this, it's crazy. Y'all, honestly, listen, Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar is who they thought Trump was. Tim Walz and Ilhan Omar is who they thought Trump was. Trying to figure out how is her net worth all of a sudden 30 M's. You don't just get 30 M's all of a sudden. You don't come up on 30 M's. Bro, I work my ass off. I'm not worth 30 M's. I work my ass off every single day. You mean these no face, no name motherfuckers can come over here on temporary protective status and they richer than you? You living paycheck to paycheck every day. You hustling every single day. And they richer than you? How are they richer than you? How do they have more money than you? Well, now you get to see it. Now you get to see it. Now you get to see how they get richer than you. Man, how is these public servants so rich? How is these people driving around in minivans? You want to know why wealth is silent? You want to know why they say wealth is silent? Because it's a fraud. Because it's a lie. Wealth is silent because they don't want you to look into what it is that they're doing to get the wealth. It ain't silent because people don't stunt. People love to stunt. I keep telling y'all, go over there to Monaco during the F1 races. It's people with Ferraris and Bugattis on a yacht. Jeff Bezos is walking around like Lex Luthor right now. People are thieving. Most people got rich not because they started a business, but because they stole it. They stole it.
there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside.
I'm gonna do a separate review of
$5
this
million.
for the Anton Daniels channel.
$5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received.
6 million a year? 6 million every 2 years?
In 2 years, that facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now. From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Learning Center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They said they spelt learning.
And there's nothing like a good white liberal woman that is on the outside telling them not to open up. There's nothing like a great white woman, because I can tell y'all voices from a mile away. We know y'all. There's nothing like a white woman that will sit there and yell out the door, "Don't you open up for them! Don't open up!" Nothing like a good old white liberal woman that has taught racism throughout our history, and they capitalized off of diversity, equity, and inclusion to yell, "Don't open up." You can put it right in front of their faces. Listen, ma'am, Susan, this is where all of the scamming is, right here. Right here, Susan. See all of the scamming? It's right here, Susan. Look, they're stealing every single dollar. Every single taxpayer dollar is right here. And they love stealing. And they don't mind taking every dollar that you have. And it's right there in front of the face. Look, Susan. It's called the Learning Center. It's not even a learning center. I don't care. Trump is a fascist, and we're going to decenter men. We're going to decenter men. Trump is a fascist. And look, I'm a 47-year-old single mom of 3. I decided to break up my family. I don't know what I'm going to do. Story time. He wasn't hearing me. He wasn't emotionally stable. He wasn't emotionally connected to me. And my body, my choice. My body, my choice. Don't open up. Matter of fact, when we leave here, when we get done protesting here, we're going to take our husband's money and fly over to Portland, and we're going to protest against illegal migrants getting deported that just killed somebody. Lake and Riley? Why would I care about Lake and Riley? Only person I care about is Ubuntu. I'm more disappointed in y'all falling for the trap. I see black women talking like white women. I said, this, not even all white women, because some of my snow bunnies got it together. They nice and conservative. They figured it out. They said, you know what? I defected away from my liberal views. I no longer want to wear a bullnose ring. And so I'm going to go a different way. I'm trying to figure out why black women decided that they wanted to fuck black women, Chinese, Asian women, Hispanic women. Why do y'all like liberal white women so much? When did y'all start following them? Is it not enough soy in your coffee? Do you guys not aspire to be baristas out here protesting for $25 an hour? What are you doing? What are y'all doing? Why do y'all aspire to have them as a part of your crew? There is nothing more cringe than a white woman apologizing for her privilege. You know, oh, I can't believe it. I flipped so and privilege. And they do the ugly cry, and they age like raisins. They age like prunes. They always in the sun. Their skin turns to rubber. And they always get married to another woman at the end of their life. I promise you, there has to be more liberal white women burning in hell. The lake of fire has enlarged itself. There has to be so many liberal white women that is in pain and suffering, burning in the eternal fire from all of the things that they've done on this earth. Has to be. In no way, shape, or form can you tell me that hell has not enlarged itself with women with rubbery red skin that love tanning booths. Ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me that that's not a real thing. Listen to this woman. I didn't even know that we was gonna talk about liberal white women for a minute, but now I'm listening to this woman yell. Listen to her.
Don't open up.
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They said,
Don't open up. Don't open up. Yep. Yep. No makeup. Look just like a little man. Got their teacher glasses on and they scully. Aged just like milk.
place here in Minnesota.
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think of
Every time. I told y'all. I told you. I can spot a liberal woman voice, a liberal white anywhere. I can spot a liberal white like never before. They all sound the same. They look the same. They dress the same. And for whatever reason, they wake up and they just go straight outside. They find the raggediest thing that they can find on the ground and they go straight outside, bro. Every time. Every time. Shout out to the liberal white women that continue to drive this country insane.
I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
and what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million over
Don't
the
open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know
You're
what it-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally,
Don't open up.
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Oh my God. Is this y'all queen to be? Good God. Jesus. Even back in the slave days. Even black. Look at this. Look at this fucking foolishness outside of my door. This is why I was over in Los Angeles. Look at this. What is this? What is all of this nonsense? Look at this blizzard. I can't deal with this shit. I can't deal with this. I'm leaving. I'm about to go back to California. I'm about to go to California. I can't deal with that. I can't look at this. What is happening? Oh no. Oh no. No. Mm-mm. One way, nigga. I'm not about to sit here and play this game with y'all. Shit, I gotta get my daughter's car. That should be gone by the Sunday. Saturday? Saturday should be good. I'm about to be dealing with this shit. $42, $555, $805. $555 should be a good time. Fuck out of here. I'm about to be dealing with this shit. It's gonna be 75 today in San Diego. Let me see. $71. It's gonna be 71. Let me see something. Miami look better right now. I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. One thing I do know for sure, and two things is for certain, that ain't no liberal white woman gonna keep me at the Leering Center from getting what I need to get.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ICE.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children.
She don't even know why she there.
This year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota.
She feels so dumb, but she got to stand on it.
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
She didn't even know why she was there. She didn't even know why she was there. She automatically assumed, and this is the propaganda machine, she automatically assumed that they were ICE, which that wouldn't have been a bad thing either. And she's over there advocating for fraud in the United States of America. I promise you to God. I promise on everything. And I've been saying this since the beginning of time, and I'm going to emphasize it right now again to you guys. The downfall of society, the downfall of any society is the leadership and the advocating and the freedom to say wild things by liberal women. I'm telling you, bro, you cannot win. You will not win, nor will you ever be successful when you have women that are leading the helm on things that they don't even understand. I'm telling you on everything, bro. Just outside, what are you doing on a random Tuesday recording and just doing whatever it is that you're going to do? Don't open up. Don't open up. Don't open up. I'm just like, I'm always blown away by the level of liberalism that is taking place inside of this country. I don't know why anybody would call themselves a liberal. You know what liberal means? Gay, alternative lifestyle, fraud, depending on the federal government, food stamps. Whenever I hear liberal, I hear poverty. That's all I hear is poverty and fraud. Poverty and fraud. That's what I think of when I think of liberal. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me see if I can get my connection back. Don't look like it's snowing as bad. See if I can reconnect. Okay, it looks like we good. All right, we good. We back. What up, Aaliyah? What up, AALIYH? Are you gonna be on tonight? Your thoughts on AI music, YouTube? I don't like them. I don't like them at all. I like my music built by musicians. If the U.S. has 18 to 19 billion of fund fraud, I think it's way more than that. In one city, we should be able to eliminate or simply cap property taxes nationally. Agreed. Property taxes are too high. I paid so many property taxes this weekend, I couldn't believe it. I just won a $100K car accident settlement on top of this basketball NIL money, says my dog Alex, and college women. What do you mean in college women? What's the college women part? It's safe to say I'm going to need that coaching call. I got you, A. I got you, bro. And You know you can DM me too. Don't spend a dime, especially on these hoes. Don't spend a dime. Don't get a chain. That's the first thing you niggas in college with that NIL money like to do. Y'all like to go get a chain. Don't get a chain. Chains are for slaves. Maybe not the not an all gold one. All gold chains hold their money, but the ones with the diamonds in them, don't get it. Don't get it. They're not valuable at all. Don't get the chain after the assets are able to buy the chain and only buy it in all gold. Don't get the chain with the diamonds in it. All right. I know it's gonna seem cool. It's gonna seem like these hoes they going anyway. You don't need a chain for the hoes. They going anyway. They going just because. You know what niggas with chains get? They get they chick fucked. I hate to be this brash and this straightforward. They get they chicks bust down. Don't do it. Under no circumstances. Y'all are banned from chains. Bracelets and chains and rings. No bracelets, no chains, no rings. No bracelets, no chains, no rings. No new car. That's the first thing we go get. We go get a Hellcat or we go get an Escalade V. Or we go get a Hellcat. We're not doing that. No Mercedes, no C63s, no AMGs, no G-Wagons, no nothing. No nothing. No nothing. Not a dime. No nothing. No iPhone 17 Pros. Your iPhone 17 worked the way it is. No tricking, no steakhouses, no nothing. Nothing. I got you, Alex. I'm gonna hold you down, bro. Black Navy, American Vet says, I would have to show my color on that white lib. Nick was too nice. Nick is about a bag. Black privilege is real. Any black person can tap into it by being presentable, speaking clearly, carrying confidence, and dressing well. I don't even want to tell my story about black privilege. I don't want to tell the story because then they're going to be like, anti-leverage is black privilege. Oh my gosh. I use it to get somebody demoted. I can't even cap. Can't even cap. I use it to get somebody demoted. You don't want to know that story. The scariest part is this dude almost became vice president. I can only imagine if he did, the U.S. dodged a catastrophe. So much finessing going on. The women don't work. They have babies every 9 months. They hang out at Mickey D's in the malls all day with their kids every day, says Sharik. AD, you're a winter soldier. Snow isn't that bad. Oh, Wesley. You should see it. I could just imagine this going. That's why I went and turned up the heat. Aaliyah says white women are the epitome of everything that is wrong in this country. Everyone thinks it's not all white women. All snow bunnies aren't bad, only the liberal ones. Everyone thinks it's the white man, but it's really the white women. That's true. Mama says, as a white woman, I don't understand liberals, especially the white women and white men. They should go somewhere else. Made sure my children wasn't raised like that or around it. Shout out to my snow bunnies. AD, I agree with you 100%. Shout out to Elevate to the Unknown, my dog. Merry Christmas, Anton, and Happy New Year's, bro. Happy New Year's, Jordan. Alex Oubre says, I'm a plain Jane Rowley guy. That's fine. Okay, all right. Those hold their value. I'm with that. Why do y'all want me to tell the story so bad? AD, you play Victim Olympics to get a dude demoted. Nope, that's not true. It's not true. Let me see if I can find it. You know, Time Dog keep the receipts. I got it muted for a reason. I'm going through my files. Keep everything documented. Files. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find it. What up, Nia? Maybe I'll play the audio recordings for you guys one day.
So that's 20. Go back and double check. I'm telling you, I know you took. So I'll do that. I'll do that formally in the I don't have anything else to say. Okay, I don't have anything else. Okay, so back to the last week about this is your meeting. Okay. So there are two main points in that, and I don't want to like play the games and spin it, facade it, and all of that. I just want us to be really open and transparent and be factual and take it one step at a time. Okay, so if we don't have this conversation, before we have this conversation, are you open both ways? Because a conversation is only a conversation. If you're coming in here to tell me something, that's not a conversation. That's me telling you something. And let's just establish that from the get-go because I want to understand what it is I'm getting myself into. But if we're having a conversation.
So I'm gonna stop it there. I'm gonna stop it there, and let me tell you what happened. So when I was at Comerica, when I got recruited to go to Comerica, I got recruited based off of who they observed me to be online, right? I got recruited based off of who they recruited me to be online. So basically, they discovered me on YouTube just like everybody else, and they recruited me to work and establish and break out this whole thing. I worked there for a significant amount of time, and then eventually, basically, all of the people that had hired me in, they all got promoted. They all went to different organizations or whatever, right? So I knew that I was about to retire. I knew that I was about to retire. And so in the midst of me about the transition, I got a new manager. I'm not going to say what his name is or whatever like that. I got a new manager, and he did not like the fact that he knew that I was on YouTube. He didn't like the fact that I owned a restaurant. He didn't like this. He didn't like that. And I'll actually find the audio and I'll play it for you guys when I go through it, because I got to scrub through it. It's a long conversation. But he basically, his first meeting with me, and that was the first meeting that he had with me, because when you come in, and so he was the big boss. And so his first meeting with me, I had a suspicion that he was going to, really be an asshole, but I couldn't confirm it. And I didn't want to run in the Victim Olympics, but it didn't really matter because I was about to retire anyway. But I said, all right, cool. Because we had, some little back and forth and previous conversations when he wasn't my manager or whatever. So he called everybody else in, and then he called me in last. And so I recorded it. I secretly recorded it. And the first thing that he said in there, and that's why I was like, oh, wait a minute, is this going to go both ways? The first thing that he said to me was, I'm going to get you, right? And I said, what? I said, what do you mean? He said, I got it out for you. He said, I got it out for you, and I'm going to come for you. And in my mind, I was thinking to myself, I'm so glad that you recorded this. I'm so glad that you said this. Oh my God, I cannot believe that you just said this. And my whole time that I'm thinking to myself is, I just hope that I'm still recording it, because the phone was in my pocket. And I was thinking to myself, I'm hoping I'm recording this. I'm hoping I'm recording this. It didn't matter to me anyway, because I was retiring in 2019. But he said, I got it out for you. And he said, I don't like you. He said, I don't like you between me and you. He said, I don't like you. He said, I'm going to look into whether or not you even supposed to be. He told me that the thing he was going to look into is if I was working a second job, but I didn't disclose to the company that I had if I really had a non-compete agreement, which I didn't have a non-compete agreement. He said that I was working a second job because he was able to see that I had a restaurant on YouTube. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said, I said, this ain't even in the same sphere. I said, this ain't even a technology. I said, it's a restaurant. I said, I own this restaurant. I said, that's not a second job. And I said, I don't work there. I'm the owner. And he said, well, I'm going to go and look it up. He said, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to check out how many PTO days you got left. He said, I'm going to find something on you. And I said, all right, cool. So, I went and had the conversation. I had it as long as I possibly could because I wanted him to incriminate himself. First thing I did is I went straight to HR. He was a white guy. First thing that I did is I went straight to HR. I said, they didn't know that I was retiring either. I said, I've never complained before. I said my what do you call it? My reports, as far as my annual evaluations are the highest that you can possibly get. I said I was recruited in here as a change agent, and I needed to make sure that my team is taken care of and all of this stuff. But I said, I don't know how to take this. I said, I don't want to look at it because I'm the black guy on the team and that I'm in a position of leadership, but I don't know how to take this. And so she said, can you shut the door? It's the HR lady. She said, can you shut the door? The big HR lady. I said, listen, I'm just going to play it for you, and you tell me what you think. I played it for her, got that nigga up out of there immediately. Got him up out of there immediately. Right after they demoted him, and because they put him on suspension, they was about to fire him. Right after they demoted him, I retired. He was pissed. He was so mad. He was so angry. He was like, he knew he was gonna retire anyway. Why did he do that to me? You shouldn't have said that, nigga? You should not have threatened me. You should have never said that. You should have never ever said it. You should have never played it like that. Your fault. You lost. You lost. You should have never played the game and you lost. You should have never played the game and you lost. Absolutely. I burned his whole world to the ground. I knew where he lived at. I knew everything about him. I knew what his wife did for a living. I had researched him way before. I knew everything about it. I knew he was a hothead. I knew all of that about him. And he fell right for the okie doke. He went straight. As soon as he walked in there, he was like, you know, I got it out for you, right? And so now I'm gonna play the role. What? No. Now I got to make sure that I say everything the right way. Now I got to make sure that I say everything the right way. I'm trying to see if I can call somebody. Man, I don't remember some of my coworkers' names. I would like to know what happened to him. I would like to know what happened to him. That was my AirPods not on no more. I do. I know he used to watch my YouTube channel. He used to be aware of what's going on. I would like to know what happened to him. I don't want to let any stone go unturned. He was one of the people that I had on my list, but I crossed him off my list after so long. Man, I don't even know most of these people. I need to clean up my phone. I really need to clean up my phone. Because I don't know who most of these people are inside of my phone. I need to go through and eliminate most of this stuff that's inside of my phone. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I wish him the worst. I wish him the worst. I hope that I pray that all of his nightmares come true. I'm dealing with something that's like this right now, says Matthew. I know he got divorced. Oh, he lost the bag. He lost the bag. Yo, what if Malik, that white dude, is that white dude that you fired? When you baited, I know, because, you know, I done blew up and shit. He probably didn't see me on the news like that mother effer. When you play the Game of Thrones, you play to win. Facts. Got to play chess. It's not checkers out here. I got it out for you too, AD. Nothing but love for you. I love that. I love that. Do like Donald Trump and tell him, You come work for me now. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder what happened to him. I would be curious to find out what happened to him. I actually got the recordings and everything. I'm going to see if I can find the spot where he said some of the most egregious things. Because that would be good content. I think that would be good content. Anyways, and then I retired right after that. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. What we got going on now? Let's see, we did Minneapolis. We talked about white women. Let's talk about, we passed the 2-hour mark. These truckers. I heard that it's truckers that are suing they suing over the cancel license over in California. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
It's a busy holiday travel season, as you know, alongside getting gifts from your family. And something that the Trump administration has been laser focused on when it comes to roads, something that impacts everybody, is cracking down on illegal immigrants who receive commercial driver's licenses and then wind up driving these big rigs and tractor trailers when they can't even speak English or read road signs. There have been a series of accidents and fatal crashes that have taken place across the country as a result of this. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has been spearheading the issue of getting these driver's licenses to be revoked and making our roads safer, and has threatened to withhold federal funding from several states because of this. California has actually responded to Secretary Duffy's request and said, okay, we are going to revoke 21,000 driver's license from migrants who have received them. And now it turns out that this group of migrants are suing the state as a result.
Right. So they've, in California alone, more than 17,000 have been yanked. Another 24,000 are under review right now. In these truckers, these immigrant truckers, many of them illegal immigrants, are suing. Here's a little bit of what the lawsuit says. It alleges that on November 6th, the California DMV notified 17,299 immigrant drivers and business owners that their non-domiciled CDLs, that's commercial driver's licenses, would be canceled on January 5th.
Well, if y'all want to drop CDL drivers, workers, truck drivers, there will be extra space for you guys to be able to run up a bag.
2026, that's just days from now, due to an error with the expiration date of the licenses. A similar letter was sent to an additional 2,700 drivers in December, informing them that their licenses will be canceled in mid-February. For all nearly 20,000 immigrants, the DMV intends to cancel their commercial licenses without any affording opportunity to obtain a corrected license or to contest the cancellation, the lawsuit reads. But let's remember the deadly results of allowing illegal immigrants not only to cross the border and be released in the country, but then to give them work authorization and commercial driver's licenses to operate 18-ton trucks, 18-wheelers on our roads. Here's a list we can show you going all the way back to this summer in Florida. The illegal immigrant trucker killed 3, attempting to make that illegal U-turn. And back in October, another killed in a truck driving incident. In California, they've seen a number of incidences, to include in Ontario, where 3 were killed. And just last month, you had in Oregon another horrific incident that killed 2 after a truck jackknife. And then just weeks ago in Tennessee, a Chinese national kills 1 by causing a deadly multi-vehicle pileup. In Washington State, you had an illegal immigrant trucker failed to decelerate and killed 1. And you know what's crazy is
this is crazy, bro. This is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. This is so crazy. Look at all of these guys, and this is just the ones that we've been able to identify recently. Look at all of these guys that have killed somebody. These are not just accidents. These these people, a lot of these people can't even read the signs. They can't even read. When the Trump administration said, hey, they're going to have to be able to read and write, and they're going to have to be able to read the signs, the street signs. Do you know that I actually had people inside of my chat that was advocating for them to not have to read street signs, that they should just be able to look at the colors, and because they've been doing it for this long? What do you mean you shouldn't have to read street signs? So you over here, you was able to get how are you even able to get a CDL license if you can't read English? How are you able to get a CDL license if you can't read English?
In those last two incidences, the Chinese illegal truck driver and the Indian illegal truck driver, those crossed in 2023 in Lukeville, Arizona, where I saw the immigrants coming across, these middle-aged men from all over the world. And in California, the Chinese individual crossed in San Diego, because I looked back at their alien files through my sources of Border Patrol, and you look back at the chaos that the border was, and you realized this is likely going to be a consequence, and yet the previous administration just let it run wild.
They able to walk over here illegally, get a bus ride, get a CDL, get a job, and start making money. I wouldn't even know the first thing to do if I had went into somebody else's country illegally. I wouldn't even know the first thing to do if I went into somebody else's country illegally with no income, no job, and no opportunities. This has got to be one of the weirdest things ever. I was looking at a report that was saying that Canada is deporting nearly 400 people a week.
From the country, a pace of deportation not seen in over a decade.
Overwhelmingly, it is refugee claimants, failed refugee claimants who are being removed in these numbers.
This refugee lawyer says the government may be preparing for its border bill, C-12, which it hopes to pass in the spring.
Our concern is that it will continue to rise once the border bill is passed, and that it is a ramping up to basically prepare both for the increased number of deportations that will happen and also for them to be able to do them as speedily.
You know why? You know why Canada is trying to get these people up out of there now? You know why they're in such a rush? Because A, they seeing it as working for the United States of America as far as jobs being reserved for the people that's actually supposed to be here. And the second reason is that they don't even have enough resources and jobs for the people that are in Canada. They don't even have enough resources with all of the layoffs and the problems that they're dealing with in Canada. High costs of living, voted in another person that wasn't supposed to be in there. But they don't even have the resources to be able to deal with some of the stuff that they're dealing with in their own country. They got to fix their own country first before they allow for other people to come in and take resources from their own people. So they get them up out of there. 400 people a day or a week.
As possible.
Removals dropped below 10,000 a year during the COVID pandemic, but have since surged back. The numbers for the current fiscal year are on track to set a new record high of about 22,000. The cost of all those deportations has also increased to nearly $80 million this year. CBSA says it costs between $3,000 and $4,000 on average to remove someone who leaves willingly without the need for escort. When deportees have to be escorted out of the country, the average cost more than triples.
Just to be clear,
the Kearney government, under its border plan, already gave CBSA an additional $30 million to pay for up to 20,000 removals per year this year and next. The agency says it's on track to deport even more than that.
You think that they will be investing in deporting people that's not supposed to be here if it wasn't lucrative for the country itself?
Not all deportees came as asylum seekers. Some came as foreign workers and international students, only to see the rules get tighter.
You might say, well, there are just more and more people who are removable and we have to deal with them. It's important to think about how policy choices create more deportable people.
The Kearney government has said it wants to slow population growth in Canada, and it appears to be succeeding. Canada's population actually dropped in the last fiscal quarter by 76,000 people, the largest quarterly drop ever.
So they want to get people out of here. United States of America want to get people out of here. And even if you go over to London, they saying that London is dying as a result of mass immigration.
Central Nathan. Myron, thanks for joining us as always. I want to play you a little clip from Rupert Lowe, where he's basically saying what I've heard from many people, that London is dying. Have a listen, Myron.
I think London actually is quietly dying. I mean, when I was young and I was in London during the 80s, London was booming. And everybody wanted to be in London because it was free, it was entrepreneurial, it was the place everybody wanted to be.
And Myron, I was there in the 80s, and that's exactly what it was all about. But Myron, is London dying, and why?
Yeah, well, I think I agree with Rupert Lowe. London is dying. I mean, London is the capital city of Britain. It should be the crown jewel representative of Britain. But I think it's primarily dying, and sorry to say the old cliche, is mass immigration. I mean, London is 30% white British. Now, people might say, why are you focusing on ethnicity? But the white British is a marker, is a reference point for culture. And when you have mass immigration, you at this level, and you have the white demographic declining, you effectively have a cultural apartheid that develops. You don't get a melting pot where everyone comes together as one cohesive society. You have one part of London dominated by one ethnic group, another part dominated by another ethnic group. And so what happens is you have a low trust, divisive society. So I think that's primarily the reason why London is dying. Added to that, there's about 500,000 illegal immigrants in the black economy working around in some way, at least that number. And so you put that all together, combined with things like social housing. Half of social housing has been attributed, that's government housing, attributed to people who are, where the lead has been born abroad. So effectively, what you have is that London has in some way been almost extradited away from Britain itself. And then there's high crime, 80,000 phones stolen last year, knife crime soaring as well. A pint of beer is around £8, which I think is about 16 Australian dollars. You piece this all together, and this is why London is dying. And you might say, why is Sadiq Khan always getting elected? Why is he still...
Here, let me look at this really quickly. Let me show you something. As I remember that he was doing protests in London.
More than 100,000 people joining a far-right protest in the heart of London. Organizers say the demonstrations, dubbed Unite the Kingdom, are calling for freedom of speech and tighter border controls.
They need to stop illegal migration into this country.
So when they sit there and tell you that, oh, no, it's just over here in the United States of America, we're the bad guys, everybody want everybody to go back to where they came from. Everybody wants everybody to go back to where they came from. Everybody wants everybody to go home. They do not want people in their country while their country is suffering, while the people have no resources, while costs are out of control, while jobs are scarce, while fraud is rampant. So many people everywhere is saying, no, bro, Canada is deporting people. They don't want you in their country. Mexico is getting people up out of there. They don't want you in their country. London is getting people out of there. They don't want you in their country. So what makes us so different that we want people that are only supposed to be here legally? What makes us so different, Spain too, that we want people here legally and we don't want tens of millions of people over into the United States of America finessing like they're doing over there in Minneapolis? Why should we be exempt? Why shouldn't we have some semblance of normalcy and some act right over here in the United States of America? Over there, they united in making sure that they do what's best for their country and the people that are citizens of their country. Over here, we got to fight with people that don't even know what they're talking about because they hate the president of the United States of America that's actually doing a thing that's in the best interest of the people. But you don't see that because that's not on your radar. They're not going to show you that. on MS Now, which used to be MSNBC, and CNN. They're not going to show you that on these liberal networks. Listen. Let me just say this for all of my Democrats. I'm not even going to say liberals. For my Democrats that's watching right now, I remember when there was a thing where we wanted to keep our borders safe. I remember when we always used to say America first. We used to be so America first to where it was unthinkable. If you was to go and get a foreign car back in the 70s and going into the 80s, you couldn't work and park in the same parking lot as people that were driving American vehicles. Keeping it 100 with you. You could not park in this. I remember when the big three had separate parking lots. You had to park way further down in the back for people that drove foreign vehicles. And I'm talking about Toyotas, Hondas. You could not do that here. There was so much solidarity. There was so much respect for the military. There was so much advocating for America first. There was so much dedicated to the red, white, and blue. We pledged allegiance inside of the schools. We made sure that we said prayer. It was God in schools. We had God on our money. I need to go and get $1 or something because I don't even know if it's saying God we trust no more. You was American first. You know why? Because your brothers and your sisters and your fathers, they all worked for American companies. I don't know what this new propaganda is today where everybody is changed and everything is changed and everybody can just do whatever it is the way they want to do when they want to do it. And it's just cool to get it off. It's just cool. It's cool to get it off. You held it down. You held it down. You took care of things. You respected your neighborhood. We had the neighborhood watch. Had the neighborhood watch signs up. Everybody looked out for each other, looked after their neighbors, supported the businesses. You didn't even have to ask. You ain't have to say no shit like, hey man, we an American-owned business or we a black. It wasn't none of that. It was understood. That's just what it was. You would probably be able to fly the American flag inside of your yard or in your business. Now you put an American flag in your business, it's considered racist, and you got to put up a gay flag. They got more respect for a gay flag than they do the American flag in the United States of America. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. That is crazy. How can you have more respect for a foreign flag than the United States of American flag? We give them money. We pay these motherfuckers to come over here and defraud us. We pay some of the highest taxes and we give it to them and we justify it. You can't find a job, but you willing to overpay to allow for somebody else to come in. It would be unthinkable for Zoran Mamdani in any capacity to ever become mayor of the biggest city in the United States of America. It would be unfucking thinkable because nobody that was not American born would be in government. Nobody. That would be the first thing the niggas called off. Wait a minute, what? You wasn't born here. Fuck out of here. New Yorkers used to have some grit, some grind for them. They used to feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, everything is just like laissez-faire. Do what you want to do when you want to do it. Man, I heard that there's somebody that got elected over in one of these, what is it, Rhode Island or something, one of these small towns. They can't even speak English. They needed a translator. It's a mayor. You don't believe me?
Thinking you're not getting enough energy, you must look what is your food, what is your body need.
Let me see something. That's the UK. I ain't talking about him. Mayor of a Massachusetts city can't speak. Let me see.
A Massachusetts city mayor required a translator during a hearing after demonstrating an apparent inability to speak English.
So I'm advised by counsel for the respondent that they indeed encourage this and had substitution and have no objection and waive any objection they would have to the use of your services as a translator here.
Earlier this month, Brian DePena, the mayor of Lawrence, Massachusetts, participated in a hearing related to the appeal of a former acting police chief's credentials. During the proceedings, the mayor requested a translator to assist him because he was unable to speak or understand English well enough to participate without interpretation. The hearing focused on the situation involved.
Okay, we're live now with the newly elected Lawrence mayor, Brian DePena. Very tough fight. Everybody was predicting it was going to be very, very close. Not as close as everyone thought. First of all, how did you pull this off? How did you pull off a 1,000-vote win when the whole city seemed really close and divided?
Yes, people don't pay attention to negative, a commentary in the.
Yo, this has got to be a simulation, bro. This is seriously got to be a simulation. Because, sometimes when people do videos and they give their commentary, I got to go and find a source to see if it's a real thing. I need to know if they really can speak English or not. So I needed to go and find out. And all I needed was his name and to put it in. And I needed to know what the fuck is going on. This has got to be a simulation, bro. This has to be in every way, shape, or form. This is crazy. This is crazy. I don't even know what is happening, bro. Fuck. Is it worth it to fight anymore? Shoot. He can't even speak English. What is happening? How do you survive in the United States of America without even being able to speak English? What? What? Public office? Good gosh, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Not sure if you were told, but the Steelers secured DK Metcalf's bag. His 45 M's are guaranteed. A blessed fool indeed. Hey, get your money then, King. The truth unfolded. Thank you. J-Dub says, how are you able to sue for a CDL you shouldn't have? You can sue for anything. Watson the Great says, like Jamie Foxx said on the stand-up he did, we too free. Brian the Filmmaker says, you see the U.S. homicide rate is the lowest it's been in decades. I wonder what happened to make it so low. Juicing the numbers. The same thing that happened over there in D.C. Well, actually, Trump did a lot of good work, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This no tax on tips. I've seen this thing on CNBC. Oh, did y'all see CNBC's new logo? Did y'all see CNBC's new YouTube logo? Check this out. Is that CNBC's new logo? Is this a rebrand? It's a rebrand. CNBC got a new logo. Did y'all know this? Did y'all know that CNBC got a new logo? I didn't know that CNBC got a new logo. Some things I notice and I'd be like, what? What is that? It looks kind of stupid. I don't know what that is. I apologize. I made a mistake and hit the wrong button. Oh my gosh. Yeah, CNBC got a new logo though. All right, let me put this back on the screen. I had made a mistake and hit myself. Looks kind of stale, but you know, whatever. They want to spend a bunch of money.
I'm Colin Sheedy. I work front of house at Burger Stand in Lawrence. I've been a tip worker for about 5 years, so I think the prospect of having to pay less in taxes is enticing.
The new no tax on tips provision in the One Big Beautiful Bill allows tipped employees to deduct up to $25,000 from their federal tax filing each year. The program began in 2025 and is in place through 2028. This provision will increase average take-home pay for tipped workers by $1,300 a year.
But I think this is something that will be powerful, will be popular, people will like. And I have a high level of confidence that Congress is going to extend it.
But not everyone is excited about the new policy.
Then I kind of did like 30 minutes.
Now I want y'all to remember this is CNBC. All right, this is CNBC.
Bits of research, and my opinion changed pretty quickly. It's really just meant to kind of save so that employers continue to pay at sub minimum wage, and then the burden goes on to the customers that they have to pay basically your wage.
This comes as customers are growing.
Wait. So somebody convinced him that this was a way for companies to continue to pay a lower wage. So basically their argument now, because they were paying taxes on tips, now they have no taxes on tips. Now remember, when Trump said this, Kamala Harris thought it was a good idea also. Kamala Harris said, hey, no, we're going to do no tax on tips and no taxes on Social Security also, right? Trump did it, but now all of a sudden it's an issue because they're saying that no. We want them to pay us $25, $30 an hour. We want them to pay $25, $30 an hour. So first you was paying taxes on tips. Now you don't have to pay taxes on tips. And remember, I'm going to tell you all this also because I did some research and I found that there's a lot of Democrat-led states that are blocking the no tax on tip thing. All right, let me say that again. Democrat-led states are blocking the ability for them to do no tax on tips in some of these states. I'll deep dive into it tomorrow because I don't have time today. So remember that. So you getting more money to keep because there's a lot of people that don't even believe in tipping. Let's be clear. It's a lot of people that don't even believe in tipping. You're getting more money. You're working a basic server job and you're complaining about it.
Weary of tipping encounters. Data shows nearly 9 out of 10 Americans believe tipping has gotten out of control.
I know being a counter service restaurant, tip fatigue is very real, not just for our business, our industry, but across all industries.
We're the only country in the world that has this system of tipping that forces customers to pick up the tab for workers' wages. Adding this no tax on tips provision into the tax code just exacerbates the system.
37% of tipped workers face zero federal income tax burden, so they would receive no benefit from no tax on tips as it's presently written.
Low-income households do not benefit from no tax on tips because they already don't pay federal income tax, and they get the double whammy on the back end of Medicaid and other social services cuts that were passed.
So wait. So if 37%, let's just say a third, because the other 2/3 is a huge service industry, right? So let's say, because I like to use all platforms, conservative, liberal, in between, right? So if you're not even paying fucking income tax, then what are you talking about? I'm curious here. Let me stop cussing. If you're not even paying income taxes, then what do you care? That's like me, right? I don't work in the service industry, so I don't pay any additional taxes on tips because I don't get any tips in the service industry. So guess what? I'm unaffected by it. But for the tens of thousands, if not millions of people that do get tips, I'm happy for you. I don't get taxes taken out of Social Security because I don't draw Social Security. But guess what? I'm not going to complain about not drawing Social Security, and the people that do get it, they don't have to pay taxes on Social Security. God bless you. Congratulations. If you don't even pay income taxes, then what are you sitting here complaining about? You got the best thing ever. You decided to go work a high school job. You don't even pay income taxes. So what are you talking about? What else you want? You want us to pay you out of our tax money to do what it is that you do for a living too? I'm not going to if family court laws changed to where men didn't have to pay so much child support based off of their income, but they was paying based off of the need of the child, I would congratulate it. It doesn't affect me at all. But I still think that family court laws need to change. So why do I have to? I'm already benefiting from the fact that I'm not paying anything at all in taxes. Now I'm going to sit here and complain that I'm not affected by the fact that the other people that are generating more revenue and paying more in taxes, that they have to pay less in taxes on their tips, or they don't have to pay no taxes on their tips. And I'm going to still complain about it?
As part of the bill.
CNBC went to the burger stand in Lawrence, Kansas to find out how no tax on tips is impacting their business and what it means.
Seeing the alphabet community sign.
The burger stand in Lawrence, Kansas.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
To find out how no tax on tips is impacting their business and what it means for the future of tipping in the U.S.
A burger, nigga.
Nevadans, our families, we're being squeezed, and they need real relief. They need us to work together to lower costs for them. That's why I introduced the No Tax on Tips Act.
I'm looking at this date, and it says May 20th, 2025. Trump introduced this as a policy that he then implemented in the Big Beautiful Bill back in 2024. And then when he got in office in 2025 and they passed the Big Beautiful Bill, that's when he implemented it on a federal level. Why are they sitting here acting like they got some level of innovation and that they came up with some great idea? So you got Democrats stealing Republican talking points and implementing it because she says that they need to lower the cost of living, increase affordability, and now they acting like it's their great idea. This is why I introduced the No Tax on Tips Act.
Alongside Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, which would eliminate federal income taxes on tipped wages.
Here's how no tax on tips works. Tipped earners will be able to deduct up to $25,000 from their federal income when they file annually. Individuals earning $150,000 or $300,000 for joint filers are disqualified. No tax on tips ends in 2028, and tips must be voluntary and not be a part of negotiation, like service charges or auto gratuities.
And the idea, I have to give 100% of the credit to President Trump.
No tax. Thank you, Ted Cruz.
On tips.
No tax on tips.
He says the waitress comes up to him and he says she seemed stressed and he asked her, what's wrong? And she said, well, it's just such a hassle paying taxes on tips. It's incredibly burdensome. And Trump said, he just wrote down on a piece of paper, he said, no tax on tips. I said, what do you think of that? She said, fantastic. So I came back to this office right here.
You mean that president that actually gets something done, promises made, promises kept?
Assembled my tax team together. I said, let's write it. Let's draft the legislation to make the president's idea a reality.
No tax on tips was originally introduced as a standalone bill and...
All right, let me go over to this wage reform, what they complaining about.
Most guests CNBC spoke with suggest a better way to help tipped employees is to guarantee them wages.
So y'all don't want to work now. You don't want to hustle. You know what this is going to do? This is going to make attitudes worse. This is going to make people feel entitled. This is going to start formulating unions. And then they're going to have a union for every single fucking restaurant, especially all of the chain restaurants. And it's just going to make things 10 times worse. Bro, listen. Here's my logic. If you don't like being a service worker, if you don't like being a worker that works for tips, don't join an organization or apply for a job where you need to get tips. I don't really know why that's the thing. Don't go to the burger joint if you don't want to work for a place that is tipped. I don't really understand why that's such a hard thing. Bro, if I want a better job, I'm going to go apply for a better job. If I want to level up, I'm going to go get a skill. I'm going to go to school while I'm working. I'm going to do something. Real talk. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I am going to go and do the thing that generates the most revenue for me and my family. I am not going to go to a place and say, hey, man, I'm expecting for y'all to pay me $30 an hour. No, I knew what it was when I signed up. And if I wanted something different, then I needed to go and get into an industry that paid me more money. Why is it so difficult?
Able to recognize we're not just going to completely get rid of tipping culture in the country, and maybe we shouldn't, but I don't think we should be moving towards more tipping culture rather than less of it than we already have now.
A better way to help low-income workers is to increase that minimum wage. They can still work for tips, but we just increase the amount of their income that is guaranteed. Because again, what they suffer from is volatility in tip income, and we want—
Nah, we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not dealing with that foolishness. Enough is enough, bro. Enough of the entitlement. Enough of this foolishness. Enough of people feeling like they're entitled to more people's money. I'm not with it. I'm not for it. Accept what he delivered for you and stop complaining. That's the thing, man. No matter how much you do for people, they always going to keep complaining. No matter how much you do for people, they're always going to complain. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Hey, D, I hope you're having a great day. I'm figuring it out. The day just started. We going to get there. Got a lot of work to do later. Why don't all of us stop paying taxes, period? Now, I don't know about that, buddy. I don't know about that. I need to get my life together. I've been taking it easy. In December. Maybe I'll just look at it as like a mini break, a mini vacation before we ramp up before the new year. I don't know. Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We got Monday night. I got work to do and business to take care of, and so I got to get on it. All right? We back at it tonight, and then we back at it tomorrow morning. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Might holler at y'all later.